You know, I didn't always run a large dealership. I didn't always wear a jacket and a tie. I had to work a lot of odd jobs to get where I am today. And at the time, I just remember thinking like, you know, this is miserable. This is not my dream. This is not what I hoped for my life. These are not the things that I find passion in, these things that move me. And I understand that you probably feel that way too sometimes. And I'm telling you, I understand exactly how you feel. However, what you have to keep in mind is that sometimes we just have to do what we gotta do while we're chasing the dreams that we want to achieve.
Rise to the occasion. Do what you have to do so that you can do what you want to do.
When I was younger, I used to work in the fast food industry, worked at a Taco Bell, and I remember my days there of pre-mixing, you know, dehydrated bean flakes and having to do the nasty old dishes every night. And it truly was, it was just miserable. I didn't like any of it. There was nothing that was exciting about it. But looking back now, as I'm a little bit older, I can reflect and I can realize I learned so many things while I worked at that Taco Bell. One of the things I learned was how to do some quick math as far as working with numbers in my mind and making sure that people were getting proper change and so on and so forth. And yes, I'm that old where we sometimes had to do things manually. And so I learned a lot about numbers. I also learned so much about customer service. Just taking care of the customer, going over the top to make sure that the customer felt special, felt important, felt like they were the only one.
My first job was at Panera. People think that it wasn't glamorous or anything like that. I did it because I needed money. I did it because I was a 14-year-old kid that wanted to buy a cell phone, and my parents said, you can get one, but you have to pay for it yourself. So I did what I had to do, which was get a job. There's so many things that I've done in this life as far as work is concerned that some people kind of look at me and wonder why I kind of do the things that I do and how I do the things that I do.
Those experiences, I still apply them to everything that I do today. They're part of how our dealership has had so much success, part of how my family has had so much success. Just these little things that I learned, the responsibilities and disciplines that I had to have to show up on time at work, to put in my 40-hour work week in order to make a paycheck so that I could pay the bills. All of these life lessons that working at a Taco Bell drive-thru taught me. You see, a lot of times we're just constantly worried about our training on all our different job skills and trying to get, you know, maybe a little bit better, a little bit this so we can, or better at that so we can get to the next level. And what we're not focused on is we don't realize that these experiences are teaching us so much about life.
So for me, I love to sing. Whether that's leading worship at church, whether that's singing with my cover band in a bar, whether that's singing at a wedding for corporate events, or just singing with friends around a piano and having fun. But the thing is even though I love singing, before I made singing my career, I kind of had to do some things that I didn't want to do as my career so that I could just do singing on the side, because I wanted to sing. Why? So that I could have a steady job and a steady income. But then after I got done with work, I got to do what I really wanted to do and what I really felt passionate about. And in that time frame, that 10, 12 years, guess what? I was able to hone in my skills of singing, of performing, to be able to now do it full time.
God always has a plan. There's always something that you can take from each of these odd jobs, each of these experiences. I mean, I just learned so much about people. As a matter of fact, I remember one customer. I had one customer that was deaf, and that particular customer had a tough time ordering. It was this big debacle just to get the guy some tacos, and I remember that hit me, and so I started studying sign language at that point in my life, because I didn't want that to ever happen again. I wanted to be able to communicate with people there at the Taco Bell. So I learned sign language, and that particular customer would come back and we would communicate, and I could see the smile and the joy on his face as he would come in knowing that he was going to be able to order his food without having to go through this struggle. And then fast forward 20 years later, however long it is, and now my wife is upstairs with my kids homeschooling, and she's teaching them sign language as a second language, because they see their dad. I still to this day do some signing with my hand, and I twitch and I fidget with my fingers and stuff, and they saw that, and my wife asked what that was all about, and I told them the story about Taco Bell, and now my kids, all 5 of them, they're all learning sign language.
I lead worship full-time at a church. I work full-time in a church, but now it's one of those things that I'm doing what I feel called to do, and I'm doing it where I feel called to do it, which is getting people to see and experience worship, and to get to see and experience Jesus in a real way. But now I can expand on that. Now I get to do life in the community and do it better than ever, honestly. And the crazy part about it is, now my dream and my passion of what I thought it was to just sing has now morphed into this bigger and better picture of making Jesus famous.
You just never know. You never know what the experience is going to lead to. You never know how important it's going to be. You never know what a difference it's going to make in your life, and just on the planet in general. You just never know. So when you're in there doing this job that you maybe hate, try to find the things that you love about it. Learn some life skills. It might make a difference one day.